What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me go ahead and hit record. We will get right into the video. Should be a pretty quick one today. Just some quick updates. Let's take a look at a few things, one of which is the market overall. So I want to bring this article up here. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at something Apple specific, and then we'll take a look at the price action that we've seen. So we've got a little bit of a climb up. Investors are putting money back in after the pullback. And then we'll take a look at how the market was. Tesla was down 3% though, and chief market strategist at Truist says this market ultimately has further room to run. Investors who are underweight equity should look to average into market weakness and become more aggressive. So that's what they're saying. And then the other key piece of news that we saw today was the CDC saying, hey, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to wear a face mask. You don't need to stay 6 feet away from others in most settings. And hence, you saw stocks like American Airlines, cruises, really take off a little bit based on that news. So yeah, overall, this week we're still down a little bit for the week because of inflation data that came out. Said inflation was a lot higher than what we were expecting, but the market is seeming to be recovering just a little bit. So overall on the day, NASDAQ ended up about 0.72%. Dow Jones was up 445 points, and the S&P 500 was up 1.2% as well. So finally, a nice green day for the markets overall, which is exactly what we needed. Now, one thing that I want to take a look at in terms of Apple specific, if we get over here, is this article right here. Let's see. So this article right here, which talks about Apple will continue to grow ahead of Wall Street's expectations from the fiscal year 2022 onwards, as this managing partner mentioned. So the issue now is that it grew so well in the pandemic that anything that we are going to see in the future is probably going to be a little bit lackluster when you compare it to the pandemic growth, right? But the key is not to compare it to the pandemic growth and to compare it to the pre-pandemic growth. And one thing to keep in mind is, if it's let's say it's 100 million and it's grown a crazy amount, like 30%, now the growth is going to be based on the $130 million. So even if it's a lower growth, it's a lower growth on a higher number. The compounding effect is really what we need to take into consideration here, right? So they're expecting 2021 revenue to grow 28%. iPhone and iPad revenue to slow down to 8%. Remember, we saw a super cycle last year because they released a new iPhone that was 5G. And they're expecting a 6% growth there onward. So that's, not terrible. 8, 7, 6, and 4% for Mac and iPad revenues. Remember that these are all up like 30, 40, 50% quarter over quarter this past year. And then you got AirTags, which can be seen as a huge opportunity for Apple as well. So overall, this is a very bullish article for Apple. If you are an investor in Apple long term, right, this is a great kind of article to see. Now let's get right into our technical analysis. So in the pre-market, right, didn't look too pretty there for a little bit, but as soon as we open, nice push up overall throughout the course of the day. We were testing VWAP a few times. We ended the day below VWAP, a little sell off there at the end, but still nice green, almost 2% day. With a high of 126.15 and a low of kind of in the 124. So overall, great day for Apple. A little bit of a recovery after kind of the days we'd seen. If you guys remember, we got that bull pennant, broke out. We struggled at the 135 level, went up as high as 139 post earnings, and then we've sold off kind of really close to where we were before we broke out. So could this be the start of a push up, or is this a dead cat bounce? Only time will tell. I think a lot of it depends on the overall market sentiment, right? And that's what I've kind of been saying over the past few days, weeks. Markets are, if we get inflation data, that's bad. markets will fall. If we get anything, related to, coronavirus, that's bad. It's going to fall. RSI is looking a little bit better. Remember that we were getting to the oversold levels yesterday. And then the other thing is, remember, we broke a pretty key level of support yesterday, which was a 200-day moving average, and closed below it for the first time in 13 months, the last time being the time that we fell for the coronavirus pandemic. So finally, not finally, because it's only been a day, but it's great that we are above that level. And then the other thing to take a look at is, we're still below all of our EMAs whenever they load. There we go. We're still below all of our EMAs, and they're starting to become unstacked, which is not a bullish sign, but still we are making, kind of green pushes. So hopefully, we don't see a Friday fade tomorrow and we can make an attempt at this 126.60s. That's our first level of resistance. If we can get above that, we got 128.54 coming in next. On the downside, we got support at 123.69 and then 121.48 with that 200-day moving average coming right in the middle. My personal guess would be, we end the week on a small green note because of how far down we are. We're still down 2% on all the major indices. That being said, Friday, we could see, a little sell-off at the second half of the day. Overall, though, I continue to hold my Apple shares, as I've always shared with you guys. I think that it'll be higher than it is now, and I usually just do covered calls instead of trying to time the top and time the bottom, which I don't think anyone can do. I keep my shares and keep adding to them, and I also just sell covered calls, right? That way I'm not realizing short-term gain, which is, as a tax percentage, a lot higher than long-term gain, and then I'm also not trying to time the market, which again, I personally don't think anyone can do very successfully. So you can buy and sell and you can swing, but I don't think you could time tops and bottoms. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.